Hello everyone, hope you all are good and safe. In this video, I am going to discuss about the rational antimicrobial usage. Curb your enthusiasm. Okay, what is antimicrobial resistance? So this is the major global problem nowadays. So what it is, why it is? So it's because the overuse and misuse of antibiotics, once called the miracle drugs, has led to the current global scenario of widespread antimicrobial resistance. And what are the causes of irrational use of antibiotics which leads to antimicrobial resistance? So they are unregulated dispensing, care of administration and expense, widespread availability, and the most important one is lack of knowledge of when to and when not to use antibiotics because of various reasons such as parental pressure, wrong notion of a speedy recovery, fear of worsening, wrong notion to prevent secondary bacterial infection in viral infections, and lack of confidence in our own clinical. So how does this harm? So it harms like by development of multi-drug resistant strains of bacteria. Using antibiotics blindly will harm our own self, side effects, and alter the protective gut microbiome. And the very cause of fever will further elude us and makes clinical science and lab investigations difficult to interpret. So what's the burden? The numerous surveys have reported that roughly 50% of antibiotic use is in some way inappropriate. And what is the rational approach towards it? We need to address the following issues before starting the antibiotic, whether yes, no, maybe, or might be, so and so. So, what are they? What are they? So, they are: does the patient need antibiotic? We need to question. And antibiotics doesn't kill viruses, and big chunk of infection in children are viral. So, how to clinically suspect a bacterial infection, and this will be discussed later. And coming to the next scenario is collect appropriate specimens for investigations, especially culture, and guess the clinically the likely organism involved. For example, streptococcus pneumonia in lobar pneumonia. Select the best agent to treat the likely pathogen, and is an antibiotic combination at most necessary? So use monotherapy as far as possible, except for sepsis of unclear focus, multiple organisms likely, and synergistic effect of antibiotics seems advantageous. And if further we go, we need to select the best route of administration and we need to select the most appropriate dose, adjust LFT and RFT of the patient, and keep close watch on likely adverse effects, and modify antibiotics according to culture reports available later on, and replace rather than add if one is not working. And we need to decide the optimal duration of therapy. For example, 4 weeks in osteomyelitis and 14 days in pyogenic meningitis. So what's the role of empirical antibiotic therapy? Before going to that, I just told antibiotics doesn't kill viruses, and it's a big chunk of infection in children are viral. So how do we clinically suspect a bacterial infection? For example, let's take fever. So fever shows a various different aspects in bacterial infection, viral infection, malarial infection. So let's see how it's going to vary in different infections. So coming to the onset, in bacterial it will be low or moderate, whereas in viral and malarial fevers the onset is very high. And coming to the pattern of fever, it's regular in bacterial infections and viral infections as well, whereas it's erratic pattern in malarial. So coming to the interfebrile period, so in bacterial infection will be sick, and whereas in viral and malarial the patient will be normal. And coming to response to antibiotics, and it's very fair in bacterial, and coming to viral it's good, quite good, and malarial it's erratic, it doesn't respond to antibiotics. So how it spread? So localized to your organ or system, whereas in bacterial. And coming to the viral, the spread of the fever will be generalized spread with the system, for example URTI and LRTI, or to the other systems, for example cough with diarrhea, etc. And coming to the malarial, so there is no chance of spread. And coming to progress on third or fourth day, in bacterial, it will be peaking or worsening the symptoms. And coming to the viral, it's bit improving. And malarial, it's better if treated. So this is the clinical suspicion of a bacterial infection. So it's going to be vary like this. And now let's go to the role of empirical antibiotic therapy. So what it is? Serious bacterial infection cannot be ruled out clinically. So very young infants, less than 3 months with fever, and undiagnosed fever in an immunocompromised child, and high risk isolation of unaccounted fever in a known case of CHT, risk of infective endocarditis. And what's a fearsome feature here? If physicians don't act rationally, Days are not far when no antibiotic will work, and even a common infections may become life-threatening. So that's the reason of role of empirical antibiotic therapy. And let's go further. And we have here antibiotic stewardship protocol. So what it is? Many centers have established an antibiotic stewardship protocol wherein policies for rational antibiotic usage are formulated, and a nodal person is responsible for their implementation. And it has certain core elements of antibiotic stewardship. And it's also telling us be aware of your role, use antibiotics appropriately. So what's the core elements of antibiotic stewardship? So here are they: enhancing infection prevention and control, controlling the source of infection, prescribing antibiotics when they are truly needed, not unnecessarily prescribing when they are not needed, prescribing appropriate antibiotics with adequate dosages, using the shortest duration of antibiotics based on evidence, reassessing the treatment when cultures results are available, supporting surveillance of AMR and HAIs, and monitoring the antibiotic consumption, educating staff, and supporting the interdisciplinary approach. These are the core elements of antibiotic stewardship. And okay, and the world celebrates Antibiotic Awareness Week from 18th to 24th November. What it is? It's also known as World's Antimicrobial Awareness Week. Is an annual event conducted by the World Health Organization (WHO). And this year, the World Antibiotic Awareness Week was celebrated from 18 to 24 November, and the main aim of the event was to increase global awareness of antibiotic or antimicrobial resistance. So it also emphasized the importance of following the best healthcare practices to prevent the emergence and spread of drug-resistant infections. So, as health issues and medical emergencies can happen at any time, you must take health insurance for the much-needed financial backup during such tough times, was saying by WHO, World Health Organization. So, what are the five important goals outlined by it? So, raising awareness about antibiotics, increasing research and supervision, reducing infections, using antimicrobial medications the right way, and committing to continual investment. So, these are the five goals of this Antibiotic Awareness Week given by World Health Organization. So, that's the rational approach of antimicrobial uses. Thank you. Hope it's useful. If you like the video, please like it and share to the needful friends and subscribe to my channel. Hope you all are good and safe and take care.